Outgoing UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson insists more support is coming for those struggling to pay their power bill. The favourite candidate to replace him, Ms Truss, says she'll use an emergency budget to ensure those who need help receive it.
No lights on inside Westminster as the enormous political challenge posed by energy bills gets very real. With 10 days of the summer break to go until MPs return and a new leader is in place, the public can only watch and wait for more clarity. The Chancellor can only talk about possible options.
We need to make sure that this isn't a sticking plaster, that for the long term we continue to help the most vulnerable who have no cushion, and that's what I'm determined to do, and we're working up those options for both households and for business for the incoming Prime Minister.
Some support will come this autumn, announced by the previous Chancellor 3 months ago.
An upfront discount worth £200.
Doubled to £400 for everyone.
But on the campaign trail in Cambridgeshire, he conceded those numbers were already long out of date.
As Chancellor, I announced significant support to help people, but the situation has deteriorated. As Prime Minister, I would go further.
Ms Truss, whose team could be seen today at Chevening, the Foreign Secretary's Grace and Favour residence, stayed away from the cameras, telling a newspaper she would provide more support with bills immediately if she wins, but with no further details. The key question is who will get this help. This analysis shows what the candidates have committed to so far. Ms Truss wants tax cuts, which would disproportionately help those on higher incomes. Her rival Rishi Sunak's proposals are more targeted at the poorest, but it's unclear how much they'll be scaled up. Labour say the government should freeze bills for everyone, regardless of their circumstances.
Why should people on six-figure salaries get their bills frozen?
Let me challenge this idea, this assumption that most people are going to be able to simply pay the additional bills, they'll suck it up, they won't really notice. These average prices are going to go up to £3,500 in October.
The Prime Minister has already been packing his bags and says it's on the next occupant of number 10 to make these key decisions. The cost of living will be the defining issue for his successor as the weather turns cold and energy prices are expected to jump again during the winter.
A clear-out is expected at the top of government. As families wait for their next bill to drop, what support they can rely on from those in power is not a remotely clear picture. Tamara Cohen, Sky News, Westminster.